All right, there we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to August, August 2026. I am so excited because this is my birth month. So, I have a little extra bit of turn up for August. And the interesting thing is that this reading, I'm going to do this a little differently. I'm actually going to share it publicly on YouTube and here in the membership. But don't you fret, because here in the membership, we're going to be going a little bit deeper. And if you are watching this on YouTube and you want to join the membership, just click the link that's in the description and join. All right? Okay. So for the month of August, our theme is we're going to be talking about scarcity and money blocks, money mindset, etc. And I feel like I might end up staying on this for a while, but we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, in between time, that is what the theme for the month is. So the reading is going to be centered around that. All right. So for this reading, I have 4 cards. The first thing we want to know is, what do we need to know regarding our scarcity mindset, money blocks, etc. for the month of August? The next thing, what do we need to do? What's the action that we need to take on that? And then what do we need to release? And finally, the last card will be overarching message from Spirit. So today I'm going to be using Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reed. Now, I have not used this deck in a very long time, but it's been talking to me lately. So I know it's time for me to whip it out and use it. So I'm going to be using this deck quite a bit this month. I can feel it in my bones. All right, so for the first card, let's find out, what do we need to know? Let's get the party started. Ooh, The Rose's Kiss. I always think of that song by Seal, Kiss from a Rose. And I love that song. But yes, The Rose's Kiss. Now, incidentally, these cards are all about the 7 energies, the 7 chakras. So it looks like this one is in the element of water, which is the sacral chakra. So the rose's kiss. So here are the key concepts of this card: joy, experiencing pleasure, deep satisfaction, and enjoyment. Desires acknowledged, 5 sensory reality. So before I read this, that is actually pretty powerful as it relates to our scarcity mindsets, because so many of us deny ourselves pleasure. We deny ourselves pleasurable experiences. And if we're not denying ourselves, we have a ton of guilt surrounding it. So, being able to do something for ourselves just feels very selfish, and it's not. So take a deep breath and center on the feeling of joy. Can you allow your senses to awaken and connect with your innate desire to experience all life has to offer? Pleasure is part of life. Let yourself surrender to it today. So we're going to surrender to joy and pleasure. Our modern times often present a false ideal of how we are meant to experience the world. Connections are lost and distorted by our over reliance on technology. Boy, ain't that the truth. Just look around and see how few people actually maintain eye contact or engage in conversation. Instead of tapping away at a screen, pause and consider how you can make more of an intimate connection. Connecting with nature, enjoying the sensual pleasures of sex, or Being aware of the sensations of taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound may be important right now. How do your sheets feel? Can you reach out and feel the heat and softness of your companion animal nestled beside you? Be present to another person. See them and let yourself be seen. Your five senses are aching to be engaged right now. This is an invitation to get out of your head and into your body. You may be a spiritual and intelligent being, but right now the emphasis should be on having a sensory experience. This is a sacred part of this gift of life. By being present to the sensual world, you invite an even deeper spiritual experience. Amazing, isn't it? Perhaps it's really Perhaps it really is time to stop and kiss the roses. So when we're thinking about our money blocks and how scarcity plays such a huge role in whether we decide to invest in ourselves, because that's another block that I know a lot of you have is, you know, can I really afford to invest in myself right now? Um, would that be selfish of me to postpone doing something that I thought that I wanted to do so that I can go forward and pursue this? And I'm talking about that part because I also have other programs that are available right now. And one of the things that I constantly hear is, I don't know if I'm ready to invest this money or not. And all of that comes from your money blocks. Thinking about how do you prioritize your life, yourself? Do you allow yourself to experience joy, pleasure? And you might be like, well, how is investing in coaching or something like that pleasurable? Well, it's because this coaching that I offer is helping you tap into your passion, your purpose. So once you start tapping into that, it is quite pleasurable and joyous. Trust me, I know. But even aside from making investments in yourself, think about the other things that you deny yourself. Think about how you saw a pair of shoes and you said, don't know if I really need to be spending that on myself. Then ask, is this a frivolous thing that you're doing? And there's nothing wrong with a little frivolity. There's not. But when's the last time you did something nice for yourself? Like truly did something nice for yourself? When was the last time you celebrated yourself? That's another thing. Some of you have accomplished some things and you haven't even celebrated it. You just like, okay, got that done. Let me skip up to the next thing. No, I'm learning how to reward myself in small ways and in some big ways to be able to enjoy the pleasures of life and celebrating the fact that I accomplished something really great. Like, I've accomplished a part of my weight loss journey. I'm down 21 pounds and, I celebrate that. And, how I celebrate that is doing something really nice for myself. Maybe I want to get me some more earrings. Maybe I want to get a necklace. Maybe I want to get another deck of cards. Maybe I want to treat myself to a massage, booking a massage. Whatever it may be, don't be afraid to do that for yourself. Because if you think that does not play a part in your money blocks and scarcity mindset, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. We as women carry guilt so much when it comes to doing something for ourselves because we've been taught directly and indirectly that what we desire, what we feel, what we want doesn't matter because everyone else is supposed to come before us. We're putting a stop to that today, right? Yeah. All right. So what do we need to do? Let's find out. Ooh, I love this card. The royal you. The royal you. Oh, and by the way, for those that are into numerology, the first card was card number 9. This card is card number 16. So the royal you. I always try to do that because a lot of people are really deep into numerology, and I want to make sure I give you what you need. All right. So this card says, do you know what it means to express personal sovereignty in your life? It's about how you hold your inner sense of worth and integrity, secure in your belief that you have a unique purpose. It's about feeling comfortable in your own skin, knowing who you are, and that nothing outside of you can challenge your authentic self. The hard-won seat of awareness that you have earned. This is very much solar plexus energy, because that is your identity, your personal power, your the sovereignty, right? Um, so this I already know is part of that energy center. Just I feel it. You are the ruler of your mind, and you're being invited now to consider what discipline you need to apply to your thoughts. Are they consistent with the values and beauty you intend for your life? So let's talk about that. Remember, I had said a while back, if you've been following me for a while, that discipline is a word that I don't really dig very much. Instead, I'm using the word devotion. So when you put the word devotion in this, are you being devoted to being your most authentic self? Are you being devoted to who you really are on the inside? And again, if you think this doesn't have anything to do with money blocks and money mindset, think again. It absolutely does. Because how you feel about yourself, your self-worth, is very much wrapped up in how you feel about money, spending money on yourself, receiving money, right? Looking deep within those money blocks. One of my money blocks that I know I had, and I've talked about this before, is the fact that I always felt like money was going to leave me. So it's it's a kind of interesting dynamic because on the one hand, yes, I was dealing with self-worth issues, didn't feel that I was worthy of receiving a large amount of money, because then going back to card number 1, there was the extreme guilt of I'm a mother. I need to make sure that, take care of and spend whatever I get all on him. I come last. Everything goes to my child. Everything. And I come last if I'm on the list at all. So wrapping that up in my money blocks, how I feel about myself, my personal sovereignty, my personal power and identity, wrapped up in how I chose, or how I treated money. So I always felt like money was fleeting. It was going to leave me. It's like I'm never going to be able to hold this for a long time. So I may as well go ahead and spend it. That's weird, thinking, but that was where I was. Like, I already know that, as soon as I get this, I'm going to have to do something with it. It's not going to sit in my bank account. So I would just spend it and not be very good steward, if you will, of my finances. Because again, I always felt like I'm not supposed to have it. I'm not supposed to want it. I'm supposed to just take care of my mommy duties, and then that's it. That's a lot of our mindsets. If you can relate, put it in the comments and let me know. Are they consistent with the values and beauty you intend for your life? It is important now to keep your focus on what is right and good for you as well as others. Challenges in your life at this time, no matter how large or small, must be met with a measured response. If life sends you a challenge, can you speak up and set your boundaries with grace and surety? Calm, intelligent leadership is called for now. Sovereigns know when to plan their battle. So stay out of unnecessary skirmishes and strategically wield your personal power. Now is the time to lead from the heart, from your authenticity and integrity. Hold your head up high and know your worth. That is the mark of true sock. So understanding who you are, standing in your authenticity, not being afraid, because remember, this is what we need to do. So going back to what we need to know, we need to know that it is okay for us to do things that are pleasurable, things that we want to do for ourselves, our desires, to whatever that extent is. And in doing this, we need to be assured that we are worthy of it and stand in that. Put on our leadership cap and show that I am a sovereign being. I am standing in my most authenticity, my most authentic self, my most authentic way. And this is what is important to me. And I have the power to do these things. I've been ordained to do these things because it's your birthright. It's your birthright. All right, what do we need to release? You know what? Today I pulled a card to put on social media. And there was a lion there. And wouldn't you know it, for this reading, here's another lion. Boy, that Leo. I love it so much. Waking the Lion. That's card number 19. Waking the Lion. This is another solar plexus energy, by the way. So regardless of the outer conditions right now, pause. This is what we need to release, by the way. This is what we need to release. Regardless of the outer conditions right now, you can't wait for your fear to lessen before you move forward. In fact, despite chaos and seeming disarray, you must be bold. Whatever your trepidation, act as if you have deep trust that all will be well. Type that into the comments. I have trust that all will be well, because it will be. This is a time for you to be courageous and stand in your strength and power. Nothing is promised to you, but you will never truly see magic if you don't take the risk. Come to the edge of certainty in your life and leap into the unknown. You have no guarantee of immediate success. Still, you must summon your bravery in the face of possible pain, failure, or even success, and own your power. The act of making this leap, no matter the final outcome, awakens the lion within. Be proud of who you are and who you are becoming. No one can take this away from you. What type of courage is called for today? Only you know, and only you have the power to choose the path. Know that it takes just as much strength and bravery to love and be vulnerable as it does to confront a personal challenge or physical obstacle. So call on your strength and stand your ground, or consciously temper your emotional reaction. Do nothing and trust in your partnership with the divine. Whatever your choice, you will not fail as long as you act with courage and integrity. So what we need to release? Fear. Yeah, fear. Fear of lack. Fear of not having enough. Because that's another thing. That was one of mine. Fear of just, it's not enough. I don't have enough. There's not enough to go around. There is enough and you are enough. And it's time for us to stand in our power, right? None of the fear. Now, fear is not going to just go away. But what we do is we stand up, even when we're afraid. Stand up into the unknown. Make that investment in yourself. Not even talking about with me, with any investment that you're wanting to make. because you will never fail investing in you. You will never fail investing in you. If you've been getting a call to do something, to take action, as it is regarding you and your path, then I invite you to do that. It was so freaking scary for me when I did it, and any other time after that I've done it. Very scary. But I'll tell you this: the coaching, the mentorship, the different programs that I have invested in, all of them have added so much value to my journey that I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And the one thing that I had to do first was step out into the unknown. And then once my money blocks started being addressed, I realized that what I put out into the world will come back to me. So when you put it out into the world as you investing in yourself, it's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to you. That is law. That is law. It's the law of reciprocity. What you give is what you get back. What you reap is what is comes from what you've sown. What are you sowing for yourself? For you, not everybody else. You've done for everybody else. I'm talking about you. What are you sowing for you? Because right now, at this point of your life, you really are probably thinking about your future quite a bit. Quite a bit. And this is the time. You've been getting that tap on the shoulder. Everywhere you look, you keep seeing some of the same things. Synchronicity is in full effect for you right now. And I have no doubt about that. So now it's time for you to step out into the unknown and take that chance. I know it's scary, but you're being called to do that right now, to release fear and step into the unknown, because you're worthy and deserving of the pleasures of life. Overarching thing, let it go. This is the heart. Let it go. 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 I'm going to read the key concepts: forgiveness, healing resentments, shedding the role of the eternal martyr, because a lot of us have that martyr syndrome where we keep throwing ourselves on the sword for everybody else. And then when people don't realize it or notice that you're continuously throwing yourself on the sword, throwing yourself on the bomb, then we get upset. And it's like, look at all I'm sacrificing. Okay, but who asked you to do that? Are you doing it because you feel the guilt and the need to do that? Or are you doing it from a place of true compassion, love? And again, did they ask you to do that? Letting go of victimhood, cutting the ties that bind you with a destructive story, releasing pain so you can move into the lessons it offers, relinquishing the need to be right. Stop being a right fighter. This is not the time for you to be right. This is not the time for you to fall into your victim story. You are victorious. Release the old stories. Let them go. A lot of times our hearts and our heart chakra energy gets so blocked because we just can't let go. We can't let go of the pain that somebody caused. And it doesn't listen. I hear a lot of people talk about, I don't agree with the forgiving somebody and all this other stuff. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. But let me just explain this. Until you do, you will forever carry that energy in your body. And not only that, that person, that situation will always control your life. Will always control your life. It'll control every decision that you make. It'll control how you approach your money and how you treat your money. It'll control how you approach yourself, how you treat yourself. The forgiveness truly isn't for them, it's for you. So you can write a new story for yourself of how you healed from whatever happened to you. Because as long as you keep staying in that same story, you're never going to move forward. You're always going to be blocked in not just your money, in every single thing you do and endeavor. The hurt and the pain is very real. Acknowledge it. Sit in it. If you got to sit in it, sit in it. But don't stay there. Let it go. Allow yourself to release it. Allow yourself to cut cords. And did you know I'm also a Reiki master? If you want to book a Reiki session with me, book a session so that I can help you cut some cords. I love using Reiki to help people cut cords. I love that. You need some cords cut? Come on, book you a session. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's cut these cords. Because I want you to be able to step out into your new life of who you are becoming. Because who you were in that old story is holding the woman who's becoming way back. Not just holding her back, holding her way back. Some of you are stuck in these endless cycles in your life and you just can't figure out how can I get out of this? The answer is you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. Everybody, let's take a deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let it go. You don't need it anymore. That's not who you're becoming. The woman you're becoming in this moment, in this portion of your journey, she doesn't need that story anymore. That story is holding her back. That story is holding her back. And she's not going to be able to kiss the roses. She's not going to be able to accept that crown on her head as being the royal person. She's not going to be able to awaken the lion, the lioness within her if she doesn't let it go. If she doesn't let it go. So thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Leave me a comment and let me know, what are you ready to let go? And if you want to book a session with me one-on-one, go ahead and click the link in the description. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on the membership, go back to the portion of the program where I have all the links there. Okay? All right. I love you all. Have an amazing day and an amazing August. Bye for now.